Hi, today's quick guitar book review is on this one. It's called Self-Tutor for Guitar. It's by DICK SADLEIR or SADLEIR. And this is a really old one, this one. To give you an idea of how old it is, this copy I've got here is 35p. It's the 30th edition of the book, which was revised in 1969. So 1969 was the 30th edition. So it's a pretty old book. And I think it tells you in here that it was first published 1943. So one thing that's interesting about this, I don't know if you could buy this now. You probably can't buy this book. I doubt if they publish it anymore. They might do. But I just thought it's like a curiosity, really, just interesting to tell you about it. I don't know where I got this one from. But what's interesting is because it's so old, it tells you about the different types of guitars on the first page, which is a standard thing with guitar books. Right at the beginning, they normally tell you about an electric guitar and a classical guitar and an acoustic guitar and different types. Well, this one tells you about the two styles of instrument. Right? One is a flat top. Flat top is like, normally people talk about a steel string guitar acoustic when they talk about a flat top. If you laid it like that, the top bit's flat. Classical guitars are also flat tops, and I suppose this is as well. But they're normally referring to steel string acoustics. And that's my understanding of it anyway. But then you also get arch top guitars, which are the ones where if you lay them down like that, kind of go like this, like a jazz guitar, big bodied guitars. And you call them jazz guitars or arch tops now. They used to call them cello guitars. And in here it tells you that you've got two types. You've got flat top or orthodox flat top, and you've got the cello. No mention of anything else, no mention of electric guitar. You don't get a Strat mentioned in here or a Les Paul or something. That's because they didn't exist when this was written. So 1943, that was several years before you got something like, it's nearly 10 years before you got a Les Paul or a Strat. It is, yeah, I think Strat's 1954, so yeah, it's kind of getting on for a decade before electric guitars really appeared. So that's an interesting thing about it. The actual book itself is pretty good. It's not particularly long, but there's quite a lot of information in here, and the way it's written is really clear. I think it's probably better than the Burt Weedon Play in a Day that I did another review on. There's maybe less information, but it's a little bit more concise in this one. Very similar though, and you'd expect it to be similar. I mean, it's even older actually, this one, but it's written in a similar way. You need to be able to either read music or read tab for this. So tab seems to be included throughout, so that's quite good, because a lot of people that are learning to play and self-tutor for guitar, they're not going to be able to read the dots, and tab's a bit more self-explanatory. There's some tunes in here that people will know. I'll see if I can find one. Little Brown Jug, I think I remember seeing that in a guitar book before. When the Saints Go Marching In, sort of standard ones that you always find in guitar books. Certainly when I started playing, that's what kind of songs were in them. Frankie and Johnny, things like that. But then also some that maybe are less well known now, and there's some that the author wrote, like there's a waltz here which I was playing just at the beginning, which is quite nice. So it's a good little book, and it's got chord diagrams at the back. They're not necessarily the easiest to follow. Not too bad actually. No, they're okay. The way they're organised is quite good actually. It's better than a lot of chord books where they've put them here. They've organised them into keys, which is what I think chord books should always do. So if you're looking up some chords, you're immediately seeing the main three chords for a particular key. Well, they're the ones that are going to sound nice together, so it's good to learn them in that way. So if you're looking at the key of C major, they give you a C, an F and a G7. Well, those three chords will sound good together because they're all from the key of C major. Most chord books give you all of the different C chords all together. They won't sound nice together. It's more as a reference. So yeah, it's quite a nice little book, this one. There's a duet towards the end. Yeah, so that's quite an interesting one. Very old. but it's still useful if you ever did see a copy of this somewhere. It's worth it. It's worth grabbing because it's not the worst beginner's guitar book I've ever seen. Okay, thanks.